Hi guys, so tonight for dinner, over here in my crock pot, I have turkey noodle soup. So I wanted some fresh bread to go with it, and I'm making sweet Amish white bread. It's amazing, and it's gonna make you 2 loaves, about your 9x5 loaf pans. So I just have a big bowl here, and I already got this started. I have just 2 cups of filtered or spring water. I zapped it in the microwave for about 1:30. You don't want it too hot or it will kill your yeast, but you do want it warm, pretty warm. And then I sprinkled in my yeast on top so that it can start kind of activating. You'll see it start to bubble, and that way you know that it is working. I keep my yeast in my freezer. It just seems to keep it fresher, especially if you're not baking a lot. That's the best way. You can also keep your flour in your freezer just to make sure no bugs and things get in it, but I go through mine really fast so I don't have that problem. So what we're going to start with in our bowl is, I'm using cane sugar today, and I need 2/3 of a cup. You can use white sugar. I just try to not ever use that. Okay, so get that, and then so my yeast is going pretty well, so we're gonna go ahead and pour that into here. And get your spatula, because you want to make sure you get all the stuff that floated to the bottom. And I don't know how well you can see it, but there's already bubbles in there. So I'm just going to kind of dissolve that into my water and my sugar. Yeast likes sugar, so that will also help it get going. And I'm going to let it sit in here for just about 10 minutes, and we'll be back in just a few so we can get the rest of it started. But I want to get my yeast fully activated. See you in a second. Okay, so the yeast is activated. It's pretty bubbly, and while I was waiting, I filled up 1/4 of a cup of just some extra virgin olive oil. We're going to go ahead and mix that in. And then also some salt, and I used real salt. Got that here. Okay. Just gonna stir that up. Now we're gonna start adding in our flour. Oh, and you want to make sure that you put your salt in after, like I just did. You don't want to put your salt in right away with your yeast. Yeast doesn't like salt, but it does like sugar. So I have learned that mistake before. So don't just start dumping stuff in. Okay, so you're probably going to need about 5½ cups of flour. I'm using the King Arthur bread flour. You can use white flour as well. I just like the bread flour. I don't know. I had to put my apron on because I am a very messy cook. I'll probably get flour everywhere. But it just depends on the temperature, elevation, just everything. So I just start kind of doing, one at a time and kind of mixing it up till it starts resembling something like a dough. 1, 2, 3. You can already tell it's starting to come together. That's 3. this point, I'm going to start using my hands. So I want to make sure all the flour is getting incorporated. So it's pretty much there. It's still kind of sticky and wet. So we definitely need the 5th cup. See if we need the 1/2 cup. And you might even need like 6. Sorry guys, my phone fell off here. I'm just kind of kneading the dough, getting everything incorporated. Still like lots of loose flour, so I'm trying to kind of stretch that in. Just kind of folding everything over into it. So this is the dough. It's pretty much ready to go. Just kind of tucking it in. I'm gonna add some more of the floury dough mix into it. It's gonna rest in the bowl for about an hour. Okay. Okay, so it's pretty good. Just kind of working it into like a circle in the bottom of the bowl. And you're gonna take a towel, like a tea towel or something, flour towel, and you're just going to get it warm water and you're going to cover the top and you're going to let it rest for 1 hour, and then we'll be back and knead it again after that. Okay, so our hour is up and this is still covered, so I'm going to take that off, and I just have a little mat here with some flour, and I'm going to take it out and you're going to knead it for about 5 minutes or so. You don't have to set a timer or anything, but I just kind of like to kind of wrap it in and knead it that way. Still have some stringy pieces. And you're going to need your 2 9x5 pans. You're going to need them oiled up, and what I do is I cut a piece of parchment paper that fits the bottom, and then I sprayed my homemade olive oil spray and just put some flour around it. It just kind of helps so it won't stick to the pan. in my way. So you're going to need this for just a couple more minutes, and then you're going to separate it into two dough things. And then you're going to put it in the pan, and you're going to cover those again, and you're going to let it rest for another half hour. And then we will be back to put it in the oven. All right, so it's gonna sit for 30 minutes. Okay, so the bread is done and it's flipped over. This one, because you want to kind of knock on it and make sure that the bottom is finished. They look great. They're not the prettiest because I didn't do them exact even, but good enough. And I'll show you what our dinner is. Turkey noodle soup that it's going with. So let me know if you tried this bread recipe and how it worked out for you guys. Have a good day. Bye.